Hey guys, so it's, we're just about to check out from our Hotel Ritz in basically Centro in Mexico City. So happy to get going for our plane. Quick little review on the Hotel Ritz. Look, the rooms are okay. You can sort of see they're not huge. You know, I guess it's enough for us for 3 nights. 3 nights cost us 330 Australian. Can't remember what that was in pesos or what that is in USD. We didn't eat any of the food at the hotel, so I can't comment on that. Staff are okay. Staff are helpful enough. Interestingly though, I went to the concierge and tried to change some money, and they only change euros and US dollars. They do not change Australian dollars, so they sent me down the road to another money changer. So interesting that happened actually at a different actual money changer at the back of a jeweler. They only did US dollars. They did. So I know Australian dollars mustn't get changed here very often, so they just set up to mostly do Euro and USD. So that was interesting. Hotel Ritz, so it opens up onto, I guess, a mall, which is cool. So like if you follow that mall up and cross the road, you get to the big squares, the plaza, you know, where the huge flag is and that sort of thing. So really good striking distance if those tourist attractions are on your list. However, this hotel is also like on a corner of the mall, but also a road. And so in the morning, in the early morning, it is just trucks and trucks and trucks and horns and beeping and really noisy. It sounds like there's garbage trucks running 4 or 5 hours in a row. And then you've got like traffic guys blowing whistles, you know, really early in the morning for like just hours, and they're still doing it now, and it's like 10:30. So if you wanted to sleep in and have a peaceful night, this is not the hotel for you. And then if you go, okay, well maybe you want to be out partying, it's not really that many night spots around here either. So I don't know, but for the money, probably okay. Good, close to couple of tourist attractions. Anyway guys, I will talk to you later on. See ya.
Hi guys, we're about to go to the airport to fly to Merida. We're gonna stay at a hotel with a pool. So, crew might be doing some pool videos, if you know what I mean. Okay, it's crucifix out.
Okay, hey guys, welcome back. Hey, we are just in our Uber on the way to the airport where we're gonna fly to Merida. So we're leaving Mexico City, Ciudad de Mexico, and I guess my initial thoughts are about the city. Look, I really enjoyed mucking around or you know, sightseeing in the suburb of Coyoacan. That was really cool. There was a lot of traditional buildings, there was a lot of traditional history there. The markets were good. I felt that was probably a taste of Mexico that we were seeking, and when we did our few days in Centro, in what I would call the tourist district, to me that could have been, I don't know, any tourist district. However, I did note that we didn't see many like European tourists. The tourists here are actually Latino, so I'm guessing that this is their summer break, and maybe they come to, you know, the center of Mexico just to hang out and do things. Look, if I was coming to City of Mexico, be prepared that there's a lot of museums, so you can spend a lot of time. If you wanted to go and see a lot of different museums are excellent. They really are. They've done really well. Be warned that not everything has an English duplicate information session on it. So some of it is only in Spanish writing, and some of the audio is only in Spanish as well. But we only scratched the surface on all of the museums and activities that you could have seen. We could have gone to the Science Museum. I'm pretty sure there was a music museum as well. There's a whole lot of different parks that are cool to hang out in. So these are the things that if you wanted to, if this was up your alley, then this city would be a must for you on your list. My thoughts are that you need a guide. I actually think you need a guide here. If you're stumbling through some of the tourist brochures and just trying to do that, you're only ever going to scratch the surface on a few things. You're never going to find any nightclubs, you're never going to find any cool little eateries, you're never going to find any exciting things that are a bit out of the way. So this is one of those cities that you definitely need a guide. Look, some of my pluses, probably the the convent in Culiacan, which was used as basically a fort with the fight against the Americans. That was cool. That was cool history. Going and eating at some of the cool little places in Culiacan as well. That was pretty cool. And going to a couple of museums in the city of Mexico, that was pretty cool too. So I guess we did 8 or 9 days. We're definitely ready to leave though, because again, without a guide, you just kind of get caught, you know, circling around into what I guess, not a tourist trap, but the same old things. So definitely ready to head off to Merida. We booked on Viva Aero, and the reason we took them over Aero Mexico was because if you upgraded to sort of, you know, pick their higher rate package, you can take on 25 kilo bag underneath the plane each. You can take a 15 kilo above head bag in the cabin, and also a bag that fits under the seat in front. So that just fits all of our luggage. So that was our choice, and that was about $600 Australian, so $200 each. If we tried to replicate that on Aero Mexico, we'd be up to nearly $1,000 each. So yep, we're happy that we found that. Viva Aero. Apparently they're more like a budget carrier in Mexico, but it suited our needs. So I'll give you a bit of an update on what we think that is. We're not expecting much, but it's only a 2-hour flight. So you know what, we don't need a movie. We can just sit there and either rest, or we can do our schoolwork, or we can think about what we're going to write in our, you know, we've all got work to do. So anyway, guys, look, this is us clocking out of Mexico City. Look, the upshot of it is, I definitely would come back. I definitely would like a guide to take us around to some of what I would call the cooler, clicky things that we just wouldn't be able to get to. So, however, ready to go to Merida. Looking forward to get to Merida, and also Progreso in the first couple of weeks. We're staying at a hotel in Merida in the Centro area while we do some inspections on short-term rentals, just that are fully furnished, just so we can have a bit of a base and not stay at hotels. So anyway, we'll keep you updated, and we'll see you again shortly. Bye now. What? No. No, nada, uno. Un número. You're doing the change on the guard. Hi everyone. Okay, so we've had a bit of a we're at the airport trying to get to Merida, and we had a big stuff up this morning. So we were flying Viva Aerobus, and they go from Terminal 1, and our driver is, there's 2 sections of Viva Aerobus, and those of you who've been here before, you'll understand, but we didn't know. And so our Uber drivers dropped us at one of the Viva Aerobus check-ins, which is for certain parts that fly to certain parts domestically, but not Merida. So we finally got someone and said, where have we got to go to drop our bags? I got to go down to F. We're all the way near D, and we tried to hammer. I went up ahead, tried to make sure that was what we had to do, because we couldn't understand, because no one really speaks English. By the way, there's no English anywhere. Nothing really to tell you how to navigate. We eventually get up to Gate F, and they said, "Oh, boarding closed 15 minutes ago, and you just can't go on." So went over to the Viva Aerobus people, just said, what can you do? And they said, we got one flight at 1 in the morning. That's it. No refunds. Tough shit. You fucked up, or you stuffed up. So we're there and we're sitting down trying online to book a flight with Aero Mexico to sort of get out of here because we're stuck at the airport. You know, do we go back and get a hotel? You know, do we go tomorrow? We've got all these problems. You know, people lined up in Merida to sort us out. So eventually, an old guy grabbed me and took me to an actual little Aerobus, so Aero Mexico station, and pretty much talked to the lady there, and she got us on a flight that we were trying to book online on our phone, but it wasn't quite working. So sorted it out then and there. We've now got about 6 hours to kill. It's a 10 o'clock flight. Doesn't board till 8 o'clock. We can go to Orlando then in theory. We're here catching the Sky train from Terminal 1 to Terminal 2, and it's just too short a time to go and get a hotel and kick out. So we're going to be, I don't know, airport orphans for a while till we work out what to do. Maybe get some work done. So not ideal. Everyone's pretty shitty. No one's real happy about it, but I guess as a family we all learn to be, I don't want to use the word resilient because that's a bit of a communist word that's crept in, but we need to understand that things happen in life, and we just all got to make the best of it. As long as we're together, we'll be okay. So anyway, the train comes in about 6 minutes. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.
So guys, disappointingly, our flight got cancelled.
Didn't get cancelled, we missed it.
It's basically the same thing, kind of.
No, we stuffed up.
Yeah. And those two aren't disappointed. I am. So we'll have to get a flight at 10 p.m. at night. But how come we missed it?
We turned up late.
We were here on time, but we didn't find the gate on time.
We're at the wrong end of the gate. Talk to the camera, bud.
Okay, see ya.
Hey guys, so bit of an update. Bit interesting time at the Mexican airport. As you know, we had to shuttle off across from T1. We missed our flight for it's Viva Aerobus. That sucked, so we had to book new flights. Cost me a packet, $1,100 Australian, to go on Aero Mexico, and it didn't leave. We're going to pull up at midnight in Merida, that means that our transfer is cancelled and we can't get a new transfer, so we're going to have to just like haggle with some taxi drivers at, you know, basically 20 to 1 in the morning, all with our bags, looking vulnerable, knowing we're going to have to pay the full freight plus 100% margin, which is shit. What's interesting is we pulled up at the VIP port lounge. The way we found this lounge was I clicked on sort of what are the AMEX lounges in this airport, and there's quite a few of them there. There's probably about 8 or 9 of them. Not every lounge would allow you to have an under 18, so we couldn't go into them. This wasn't too bad because they try and sell you a few things. There's, you know, upsell you to the liquor, upsell you to the better food, upsell you to massages. But there's some showers here. There's a room upstairs. It's all dark. It's like dark and quiet. You can sort of have a sleep in there. So that's pretty interesting as well. But yeah, look, one of the things that I found really interesting was that I went via AMEX to look at the AMEX lounges, and this one came up and it was close to where we were standing. It's not too far from where we're going to board. Eventually, we're going to end up spending probably 6 hours here. So thank God for lounges. It's interesting. Crew has never experienced the airport stay where you sit on a hard chair for 4 or 5 hours, or you lie on the ground with your bag as a pillow. He's spoilt. Anyway, so what was interesting about this lounge was that it's in the AMEX list, and so we rocked up and then we said, hey, here's our AMEX cards. I get a guest. Selena's got her own AMEX card and shit. And they said, no, priority pass only. And luckily we still have our priority passes from when AMEX and Priority Pass did a joint up deal. I don't think they got it anymore, but our cards still, they don't expire till next year. So thank goodness. So interesting that it's on the AMEX list, lounge list, but you can't use your AMEX card to get into it. So there's some communication problems there. Anyway, we're going to need to kind of hang out, and we're not going to be able to get a transfer organised. We have to wing it when we get there. It's going to be early in the morning. Then we've got to get up and have a look at a couple of places to rent for a short stay, short time accommodation that are furnished, as opposed to an Airbnb or doing a hotel all the time. Hotel we're staying at, which is going to be Los Aluxes. Nice pool. Fingers crossed it's pretty decent. So anyway, we're just going to keep hanging out and going to do some work, and I'll keep you guys updated soon. All right, see ya. Hey guys, all right, well we just checked into Hotel Los Aluxes, which is in Centro, in Merida. So let's have a quick look at the room. Oh no, bathroom's all right. You know, they're all kind of a bit dated, and they're all kind of a bit dated, but you know what? It's kind of what you expect in an old building. In old buildings have usually got the prime position. So Selena's just trying to set us up here we're here for at least a week. Got some inspections to do this week. Interesting. It's got a little spa outside and a hammock. So that's pretty cool. Little green wall up there. So from there to lock the door. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, so that's the end of our day. It was a pretty it was a pretty trying day today because, you know, we missed our flight. We got there late. It was our fault. We didn't actually understand where our gate was. We got confused. We got dropped off at 1 Viva Aerobus. which is right down one end, and we actually had to be way up the other end, and we couldn't really understand anyone because no one at the airport speaks English. It's not like Asia. So we just sort of stumbled our way through, and by the time we worked out where we were 15 minutes late to the gate. That was shit. So then an old guy kind of found us there, trying to get on our phone, trying to book things, because on that air carrier we could only get one at 1 in the morning, so we would have had to stay there for 12 hours. It just would have been a nightmare. We weren't going to do that, so went to Aero Mexico. He took us there to the gate. We finally got something. Didn't change terminals, so I had to jump on a train. You know, $1,100 later, we finally got here tonight. It's about 1 in the morning that we got here. Little tip: we were sitting in the lounge, the AMEX lounge, which wasn't really an AMEX lounge. It was a priority pass lounge. So thankfully we had those. Little tip was trying to get a booking.com taxi or airport shuttle, all those sort of things that you go online. I tried 10, and most of them said nope, not available, because we were getting picked up at 12:30. Selena jumped. I got one for 2,500 pesos, which is just crazy. Selena got one for 1,500 pesos, and then I said, you know what? It's too dear. It doesn't make sense. We'll risk it at the airport, which, you know, we're already tired and we already had stuff up, so it was another punt. However, because I heard some bad stories about, you know, Ubers aren't allowed to pick you up at the airport, taxis will try and rip you off. Got there. Basically, by the time we got out, it was pretty quick. Got out. The bags were quick. Went straight over to like little, you know, kiosks, 3 kiosks in a row. Says taxi service. Went to the girl, said, "Yep, we're going to Centro." She said, "Yep, 350 pesos." Whereas online, it was going to be between 1,000 and 2,500 pesos. And really, it was a 20-minute drive from the airport in a van. 350 pesos, pretty cheap. Just nice to have that all sorted when we got here. So anyway, we're all stuffed. We're going to have a quick shower, and in the morning, we've got a couple of properties to look at. And do a bit of reconnaissance for our first day in Merida. Alright guys, I will see you later on.
Hi guys. I'm so tired. It's been a really busy day. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really tired.
Great. Going to bed, are you?
Yeah. I don't care if I'm in my clothes.
Whatever. Alright. Have you got any message for any of your friends and your viewers?
I miss you guys.
Okay, cool. Alright. Sign out.